Perfect. Thanks, Rox. Hey, welcome back, everybody, to the big thing. It is our show. What the hell is it? It's Thursday. We got a good show today. There's a lot of stuff. The She-Hulk. We're going to see where we land on that. Is the CGI that bad? Is it going to stay that bad? Am I out of my mind for it? And is it wrong to think that a show doesn't look good these days? Holy crap. There's also some other stuff going down. Is Johnny Depp ever going to play Captain Jack? They're going to cut out Amber Heard out of Aquaman. Those things are coming up. And no, it's not about the trial. It's stuff going on in the news. Peeps. Got Kathleen Kennedy talking about Star Wars movies. There's, what the hell else? Rick and Morty, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. A lot of stuff to talk about today. So not only am I excited about that, and I also want to make sure that you guys are subscribing. Hit that notification button. Do all that. Please, 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 and thank you. Subscribe to the podcast feed if you haven't done that already. Please subscribe to the podcast feed. The Big Thing podcast feed, that is, because Sith Council's on there now. Made an announcement that we're going to be trying to go 5 days a week starting probably in July. Get a little more of that in just a second. But this won't be forever, but I'm certainly going to be for today. I am very excited for this. Enjoy. Here's the big thing.
Okay. Yeah, because I have to tell you, here we go. Rockin' body, pretty face, attitude bigger than the sand and grace. It's troubling when she's rumbling, so give a wide berth. Can't help but love her, she's the salt of the earth. Now I wasn't expecting a full-fledged passion assault. Yeah, and it's all her fault. When she's
welcome back, everybody. So, is that gold? Or that's actually Arnold?
I assume so.
I thought it was you.
100% that's Arnold. That is really Arnold. Someone sent that to me, almost like the same feeling I got when I got my new iPhone for Christmas.
What's the salt line? She's not the salt of the earth. It's her fault. Yeah, hold on.
Okay.
We gotta decipher.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Rockin' body, pretty face, attitude bigger than the sand and grace.
Yep.
It's troubling when she's rumbling, so give a wide berth. Can't help but love her, she's the salt of the earth. Now I wasn't expecting
He seems like he's having a blast.
It's troubling when she's rubbling. What are we thinking?
Who knows?
I wasn't
But you know,
expecting.
but how does he pick this song? This is the one that he picked.
Well, you think it's a real song? I think he's making it up.
You think he made up this country song?
I think he's saying it's troubling when she's rubbling.
But okay, fine. Let's give you the benefit of the doubt and say that he wrote this song.
Yeah.
Why does he go country with it?
That's totally.
It's amazing.
If
The salt of the earth.
That's early Arnold. That's like
It sounds like it. Yeah, it sounds like that's the same type of when.
Conan Arnold.
Yeah, but no, I don't know about that early. I think it's prime time Arnold though. I think it was. I mean,
Salt of the earth.
I like the yeah.
Okay.
Put my headphone up.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I feel like he made up the words and then the music came after.
I don't know.
So maybe he didn't know it was country.
Lulu.
We scanned Lulu over there, and then I had to comb my hair. I walked outside, and I went in the pool, and I said, "Get out of there, you fool!"
It's
my
you.
cousin had been there for about 3 years. No, I swear to God, it's him.
Why are you a dead ringer?
Guys, I love it so much.
Your voice sounds exactly like his.
I'm telling you, it is.
There's so many people. There's so many like actors that have done horrible songs. There's this album we used to have called Golden Throats.
Yeah.
And it was like Shatner and doing like his Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds,
Yeah.
like spoken word, Lucy in the Sky
With diamonds.
diamonds, you know. And oh God, I can't think of any of the other ones right now. But it's you look it up. Golden
It does sound like he made it up, though. I went to the street to get me some drink, and then I looked and said, "What's that stink?" I walked around and saw the big fat car, and then I realized couldn't get very far because I needed gas. Yeah.
Well, it's the making up of words in the middle of the sentence that makes me feel.
It's hilarious.
She's rumbling.
One more time.
She's rumbling. Yeah, let's try to just.
Yeah.
I want to know the story here.
Me too.
rockin' body,
Yeah.
pretty face, attitude bigger than the San Andreas. It's troubling when she's rumbling, so give a wide berth. Can't help but love her, she's the salt of the earth. Now
Wait, I think I got
wasn't
it.
expecting a full-fledged passion assault. Yeah. And it's all her fault. When she's around, I can't help myself. Want to hold on tight to her continental shell.
I got to find out the story of this song.
Continental
I'm gonna
Shelf?
ask you one last time, and
Yeah.
if I find out you're lying to me,
I
I'm never
swear,
gonna do the show
I
again.
swear to God,
It's not
me.
you.
I swear it's not me.
And you swear to God, it is him.
I swear it's him. Yeah, look, I'll bring up the. I don't even know the name of the song.
I think I figured out.
CNN place.
Yeah.
No,
What?
no. He's saying the men say they're bigger than San Andreas.
Yeah, singing
Oh.
"Earthquake Love" is the name of the song.
And then
Arnold
after-
Schwarzenegger singing "Earthquake Love."
He's saying the women are rumbling, so you better have a wide build. I think he's talking about like, being with curvy girls, and you
here it
better be
is.
big enough to handle it.
Here it is. It was created for the movie Killing Gunther, and is not a serious attempt at music. It was not. It was not. It was not young Arnold. It
But
was
did
Arnold.
he
like,
make up
with
the
a-
words?
Improv.
Improv.
That's a Bill Hader movie, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was Bill Hader. They just used the young thing. They said it was created for the movie Killing Gunther. It is not a serious attempt at music,
That
but it's
makes it
really
nice.
Arnold singing. Okay, that's great. This is funny. It sounds like Will Sasso. It does not sound like Arnold. It is Arnold. This is incredible. It's really, really good.
Well,
It's
when
tumbling in the
you did the
rumbling.
search, it looked like it was
Well,
somebody else had sung the song.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's pretty great, though. Either way, he's
It's
still
funny.
singing. The name of the movie is Killing Gunther. It was a Bill
You saw it?
Bill Hader movie. No, I didn't see it, but I remember the trailer. I wanted to see it. I'm upset with myself that I didn't see it.
Like a
but-
Bill Hader movie in the last 5 years, 10 years.
Yeah, no, I think it was in we were in Collider Live, I think, when it was on. Anyway, speaking of which, I made the announcement on both Twitter and Facebook. We're going to be doing a little bit more of this trio for sure. And what we're going to be doing, starting in hopefully June. No, that's not true. July, maybe June, July. There's going to be a new studio because everybody, myself included, really wants like a wide shot and wants to set up more of the studio space. And what we're getting a new studio in the July area. And what we're hoping to do is on Monday we will be doing big thing with myself, Roxy, and Brett. Tuesday, we will be doing a big thing with myself, Roxy, and Brett. Wednesday will be Sith Council, which will also be a big thing episode, but it'll be me, Steph, and Mike. Thursday will be me, Roxy, and Brett. And then Friday will be our rewatch series with myself, Winston, and Coy. At least one of those shows, the big thing shows, would be live. We just have to figure out. Roxy and I are actually going to get some grub soon.
Yeah.
Still didn't respond to me yet.
Well, I did respond.
Well, not
Just
now with
responded
the,
that I
now with
don't
the
know.
confirmation, so that doesn't help
Yeah.
me at all.
Yeah. That's valid.
The
valid.
human race.
can't. I'm mad that it wasn't a serious attempt.
I know. Me
It makes me.
Me too, but
I
it's so
feel like
good.
maybe the direction he was given though was, "Can you make a song?"
Yeah.
and that was
There's
a serious
chance.
attempt.
There's no chance he wrote
Salt
that.
of the earth.
If it's not, I think it's a real song.
No,
I'm
the
telling
woman
you,
to be rumbling.
there are really stupid songs out
Oh,
there,
yeah.
Rox.
What's the dumbest song?
I don't know. There's a lot of them, but Earthquake Love. Let's check. Let's see. Is Earthquake Love a real song? Let's see if that's true. Yeah. Wait. No. There's video of it. Yes.
Play it.
But
play
the
it.
problem is they can't see it. But it's Cord Belmont. Earthquake Love. I guess I guess it's a fake song.
Oh, okay.
But
that he made up.
no, there's no way he wrote. I bet you.
Salt of the earth.
Wasn't it Bill Hader? I thought it was Bill Hader.
So Arnie Cord Bilmont song must be the characters in the movie.
Cord Belmont is?
Yeah, it looked like. I thought that was like a, but
Yeah, what's in the hell's the name of the
I don't
what's
know.
what is
Killing
it?
Gunther.
Killing Gunther, right?
Good memory, Brett.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. I'm gonna see what Killing 2017.
Wow. What is this movie?
I remember the movie. It is Bill Hader, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Oh,
it's not Bill Hader. It's Taron. It's
Taron
Taron Killam. Right.
Which one's that?
That's the other Saturday Night Live guy.
That's the other one.
Oh.
The one who did one of my favorite sketches ever with and Bobby Moynihan's in it. That makes sense. Yeah, he did the.
Oh, Hannah Simone.
He's married to Colby Smulders.
Yeah.
He's friends with Andrew Draco. But
yeah.
anyway, so he's very funny. My favorite sketch that he ever did on Saturday Night Live was the French dancing.
I don't remember.
Oh my God, do you remember that?
Where they just hit the jukebox and
They do the and he did this whole dance, and like the funniest one was with Emma Stone.
yeah.
That was a really good one. You've never seen it ever? You should
Or
check
maybe,
it out.
I mean, I'm sure I have, but I don't remember.
It's really
Just
good.
ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. That's kind of what
and
I like.
smoking a lot. I think.
Are you watching right now?
I watched the other day. I watched a couple because Selena Gomez was on, so I watched it with Vivian. A couple of them. They've
Selena Gomez one?
Vivian, yeah, Vivian likes Selena Gomez because of High School Musical and stuff too. So, but there was
Is that her?
wasn't
Yeah,
it?
I was like,
It is, right? Or was that Vanessa Hudgens?
but
I think it's Vanessa. Selena
It
Gomez
is.
which is
Waverly
Place.
Waverly
That's
Place.
maybe that's what it is.
I don't,
So
or something else. I actually
I don't
can't
know.
keep
I did
any
that-
of those shows straight.
I do that all the time. But
I never saw High School Musical.
I hadn't until Vivian watched it, and it shows you how much I paid attention to it.
I steered clear of that one, but
I thought
did
Bill
see
Murray was great.
Wizards.
But either way, it's what I've seen. The last couple sketches have been a little better, but they're still, I don't know, it's still not as funny as it used to be.
I was the other day watching for the very first time. Like I'm not kidding, because you guys would think that I've seen every episode of this. I have not. Very first time ever, I watched a Kardashian show.
Oh.
It's called, I think, The Kardashians.
Yeah, I heard about it.
Whatever the Hulu thing is.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was really cool because the two episodes I watched is Kim hosting SNL.
Oh.
So the whole
Is that where they met?
I think so, because then you can see her like, my friends call this cupcaking, when you're like shit eating grin texting somebody afterwards. Like she's just sitting there like on camera, and
Yeah.
they're like, "Who are you texting, Kim?" And she's like, "Never mind about it." And the producers are like, "Does his name rhyme with feet?" And she's like,
She said no. His name is Rhinoceros Penis.
Yeah.
So that's
"Yeah, it
that's
must be. It must
Was that
be."
the
So
one? Did you see the one with the cutting of a cucumber in a weird way?
yes, I did.
Yeah,
yes, I
that
did.
was just
that was
like-
wild. I don't understand what's happening there.
Yeah, it's all
she didn't
foreign
know
to
how
me.
to cut the cucumber, but it was really cool to see the SNL schedule, because watching what they do, obviously, like I have a little insight because of my family, but watching people be on it, and like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 22 hours a day sometimes, like doing the whole thing. It's so fucking hard.
Yeah.
It's so fucking hard. And I was like, okay, this is actually something I can get behind. Like, I don't care about their boyfriends and the like engagements on the show, but watching them go on, they went on Ellen show, James Corbin show. I always mumble his name because I never remember if it's a B or a D.
Doesn't matter. He's retiring soon.
What's his name? Corbin or Corden?
Say both. It's fine.
Corbin.
Yeah, he's a douche.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what they say.
How's he book so much then?
Because he's talented.
Yeah.
Talented douches tend to. I don't know if he is or not. You just hear the reports that he is.
A talented douche production.
Yeah, I think he even admitted it at one point. He was acting like it.
He's like,
He said I'm a douche?
More or less, he said that the fame got to his head. So good on him for
Yeah, I guess
owning
so.
up to it.
He
So
hosted the Friends reunion, and I was
know.
devastated.
I didn't mind him. hosting
It wasn't
No.
that he did
Who
a
you
bad
want
job.
to host?
Anybody who's like me,
Oh,
Yeah.
you should have hosted. That makes sense.
anybody whose name is like Rock.
Sure. Oh, so okay, so that's why you were devastated.
I
It
was
wasn't you.
devastated. Well, also, I've never heard him say one fucking thing about Friends.
Yeah. He
All right, so
There's like 5,000 of us who are diehard, would cut your eyes out to be in the room with
should
them.
write a letter.
Too?
I have no idea.
Yeah, okay.
It's just
President
like
of
they
the-
used to, like they do for Santa.
Yeah.
You know what happens with him? Show up to your house, the garter belt on.
shit in this bag.
You ready? You want to host a Friends reunion?
Yeah.
I got something for you.
Yeah.
Put this mask on. Where's my reindeer? He's still tied up, Santa. He's been tied up for 6 months. That's right. Just testing it out. Did you give him any bread? No? Okay, good.
So the Santa thing's going to live. It's going to stay living. Yeah.
In the human race. By the way, you know what I'm watching?
Look at her goddamn face. What?
Come on. Cut the Santa. Cut it off his face.
I want one more time.
Yeah. Come on.
I'm going to memorize
Because I
this.
have to tell you, here we go.
Come on.
Rockin' body,
Yeah.
pretty face.
Okay.
Attitude bigger than the San Andreas.
Yep.
It's troubling when she's rumbling, so give her wide berth. Can't help but love her, she's the salt of the earth.
So
Yeah.
good. You know what I am watching that's awesome? No,
I
this
don't
is
know.
true.
Okay.
The Offer.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's so good.
I didn't watch.
Oh, it's so good. I'm 3 episodes. I'm getting into the 3rd episode now.
Why not Severance?
Because I want to watch the making of The Godfather.
Okay.
Like this is a good show, man.
Is that what the offer is?
Oh yeah. It's like it's a
Is it
great.
Miles Teller or make that up?
It was supposed to be Cannibal Hammer.
Oh, Army.
Yeah, but he got replaced when
Cannibal.
when they found out he was eating people. They decided to move him on for some reason. Because they said that's
what
not
was
on
that?
craft services.
Yeah.
What happened with that?
Oh God, who knows? I don't get involved.
Just kind of disappeared.
Yeah,
Didn't it? Just-
well,
Did we
he
find
disappeared.
out? Did we find out he was actually eating people?
I don't know what he was doing. I say that because who the hell knows whether he's doing it. Let them figure it out. He's got more money than me. He can figure
Who's
it out.
them? The people I'm writing the letter to?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Santa.
Write it
but-
on a letter and make a wish and throw it in the air.
Good luck to you.
Good luck to you.
Okay, next.
What happened to Army Hammer? Well, throw it down and
He posted something.
put it on an angel's wings. Let it wisp away. Why is it? Yeah. Why is it that some people it's like news forever and then Army Hammer's just kind of bye bye.
Well,
See you later.
Yeah, they didn't want. I mean, because look, he had his shot.
Yeah.
But either way,
Listen, give me my shot, folks. I promise not to
To eat
eat
anybody.
people.
Right.
Say any
your
horrible
penis
things.
out.
I won't choke anybody. I won't. I promise.
yeah, we'll see.
Unless requested.
That's right. And listen, I sing about you. I know what you do. You go home, you take your little pills. You think you're going to be, oh, look at today, I'm sad, tomorrow I won't be. Yeah, right. You come out here, you kick something, you put something on the wall, you get sad in your con, then you tell a funny joke. I know who you are. Stop this. The other thing, though, but the offer, it's really good. Like, you'll love it.
What is it?
Paramount
HBO?
Plus.
Oh,
I still haven't.
So so here's what I love about the show itself is that do you guys know the true story? Because I didn't know. I knew bits of it, but I didn't really know how detailed. Like, how much do you know about? Everyone knows The Godfather, and how it's like one of the greatest movies, if not the greatest movie of all time. So Matthew Good, right? Matthew Good. That's his name. That's not his name.
oh, I don't know.
I want to make sure Matthew Good. The English.
I thought you were looking at me like Matthew Good, like.
No.
Yeah.
Matthew.
Your name's Matthew.
Yeah, Matthew Good.
You good?
Matthew Good. So yeah, Matt didn't say Matthew is good. Matthew Good.
Matthew good.
No, but he was so Matthew Good. I remember the first thing I ever saw him in was The Watchmen or Watchmen, whatever. And I thought I think he was great in it. And since then, he's been in a ton of stuff. He was just in what was he? He was in The Lost City. No, he was not. He was. Here are the things that he was in. He was in The Kingsman, which he was good in.
That is a Discovery of Witches.
No idea. But
I watched a little bit of that. My wife was disappointed by it.
oh,
Oh, The Crown.
he was in Crown. He was in Downton Abbey. He was.
So he's Brit.
Yeah.
He is, and he plays.
Imitation Game.
Good wife.
He's been in a ton of shit, but he's in this, and he plays.
Single?
I don't know if he's single. You got to
Okay.
call him up and ask him.
All right. I'll write a letter.
But he plays Bob Evans in Kid is in the Picture, and this is the best he's ever been. He's phenomenal in this role as the legendary producer or head of Paramount, Bob Evans. And so the story is that they're making these movies, and Miles Teller's character is producer. What's his name? Ruddy? I can't remember. Alan Ruddy, I think. And he so his
Bob Evans is the dude that I watched that docuseries on, right? Yeah. Wow, that's a crazy story. Yeah.
So Ruddy though is just like a guy working at I forget, like selling insurance, whatever the hell he's selling. I don't remember. He's just got a normal job, right? And then he's out one night with his friend who's an actor, and he meets the owner of the chateau, and he winds up romantically getting involved with her too. That has nothing to do with how he got his job, but then he's very like kind of aggressive.
Single.
Not anymore. So he goes and he does this thing where he goes and he finds Bob Evans because first thing he does is he pitches a show with his friend who's an actor, and he goes, let me pitch. And they're pitching this room at CBS, and they're like, oh, what's this show that you have? I was like, what? And they start pitching. He pitches this whole thing, and he starts getting up on the chair and he's pitching, and they're like, holy shit! Like, okay, what's it called? We're gonna buy it. And he goes, Hogan's Heroes. So he pitched Hogan's Heroes and gets Hogan Heroes, which is a legendary show and goes for seasons. But then he finds Bob Evans on the lot one day, makes this pitch for him. Evans loves his kind of gusto, gives him a job as a producer, right? So then as this Mario Puzo, who wrote The Godfather, the book, he was another one. He was struggling for a while, and then his wife like convinces him, says like, just write what you know and write this stuff about the gangsters that you were kind of coming up with as a kid. He's like, they threatened me all my life, and he said just write what you know. And so he writes this whole book. It's a bestseller. People love it. Mafia hates it. Sinatra is pissed. Like Sinatra's pissed because of the Johnny Fontaine character inside of it. And Sinatra like is the one, and Sinatra had ties to the mob, and is like, shut this thing. The book is a piece of shit. Blah blah. So Paramount options it, and they can't find anybody. And they're like, I don't know what we're gonna do with this, how we're gonna do anything with it. It's fine. So because Ruddy I think finds the book and says let's make it, and they wind up they're like, well, who's gonna write the script? And he's like, well, I was thinking Mario Puzo. He's like, you can get the author of the thing to write. He's like, that doesn't happen. So they need somebody else. So they find Francis Ford Coppola, who's in this, played by Dan Fogler, who is also fantastic in this role. And is he young? He looks like a young Coppola too, but Coppola was in like director jail at the time when it was going down. It's like crazy to even think about when you hear it. But like, so he that helps write. He loves the idea of it. He's writing, but at the same time, and Giovanni Ribisi plays Columbo, one of the head gangsters, and he's Giovanni Ribisi
from Friends.
Yeah, it's like unrecognizable. He's kind of talking like this, but he's great. And the mafia wants to shut this thing down, and they call like Mickey Cohen in Los Angeles to send threats to Ruddy, and it's like this whole thing was happening where the mafia wanted to shut it down like bad, and the obstacles that they had to do. At the same time, Paramount didn't want to put the money into it. They had to and the guy who plays young Pacino, he's because when Pacino is a young, who are you looking up?
Kid Stays in the Picture.
That's the one.
Name of the thing.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
You saw it? I'm trying to remember who the people you're talking about.
Ruddy and all them, but anyway, so he then, as he's having this conversation, about Pacino, because the studio did not want Pacino because Pacino was a stage actor at the time.
Yeah,
and when he was younger, he sounded very different than he does today. And as my wife and I are watching, she doesn't know a lot of the young Pacino, right? So she's like, does that sound like him? I'm like, it sounds just like him. He didn't start going like this for a while. Oh, for some reason he got Southern. Not sure why. From New York. For some reason, sounds like this. Oh, okay. But that's not the Pacino that you meet. And it's like,
What did he sound like? Like a New Yorker?
Yes, but he's kind of like more, oh, yeah. Because he was quiet.
Yeah.
And then he just, woke up one day. Suddenly woke up.
Son of a woman.
I'm going to yell now. Because that was not there. I mean, he has fits of it but it's a fascinating story. It really is a fascinating story. And I love it. I really do.
Some balls to the mob's coming after you to keep that rolling.
But that's the crazy thing is that this is all stuff, public record stuff, but this is like Paramount negotiated with the mob. Like, you got to remember, the mob was very different back then, where they didn't, until it was Giuliani and them putting that crackdown with the RICO case, they were as much of an organization as anyone else. Once they started cracking down in the late 70s, early 80s, and they found a way to take out the top bosses, mob ran stuff for a very long time. Very long time. So it's a fascinating
4-part series. Did I make that up?
6, I think. Oh. I think 6. I'm at.
It's not all out yet, or it is?
Or 5, maybe even 5. There's 5 episodes on Paramount right now. I don't know how many. I don't know if that's it, or if it's over, or if it just airs week to week. But I'm really enjoying it. I think it's pretty fascinating.
Well, I'm running out of stuff to watch. Sell me on Paramount.
Paramount Plus. That alone.
Because I've got Hulu, Apple
right?
TV,
yeah.
All the. I don't have the Paramount or the Peacock.
So Paramount.
Peacock.
You know why I got Paramount? I got Paramount because of that stupid Mark Wahlberg movie.
Oh, that's right. I
don't know what it was called.
The car drives through the place. It's a.
You got a whole streaming service for one movie?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Because it was $4.99, and I said to myself,
Boston.
I just said I'm gonna, because it was some the altering time and all this. I get.
You said you were gonna cancel it. And then
I was gonna cancel it right away. And then it has Paw Patrol on there and it has all these shows that Maisie watches. So I was like, okay, I'll leave that. But then they started putting out some interesting stuff.
Came from Mark Wahlberg.
Stayed for Paw Patrol, 100%. But then they had all this other things. And then like once I had heard about the offer, and I always wanted to see it, and I was curious more about the story. But then after and Top Gun Maverick, also Miles Teller, by the way, great in this show. We should talk about him because his after just seeing him play in Top Gun Maverick, and he's significantly different in this show. His voice drops down. He's really good.
He's very talented.
He is.
Yeah,
he is.
He's really good. I'm curious to see what we do with his career. I heard some shaky things about him coming.
Oh God. Not you. I'm just like another one.
Another one.
Like,
I don't.
No,
want,
not
I don't,
like that. Not
Oh,
like that.
I
Just-
thought you meant
no,
like-
like kind of what you're talking about with James.
yeah.
Just like kind of like dickish.
Yeah.
But also, if I had been a star at that age, like massive megastar, I probably would have been dickish too.
Yeah, there's when
I don't know. He
You were-
might not be.
I don't know. Who knows?
Well, if people are waiting on you hand and foot since the time, I could see. Yeah, you can get a bit. You're out of touch with the.
So
way
what
things-
happened to you?
to
Minnie?
me?
Yeah.
Who hurt you? Show me on the dog.
No, Miles Teller.
You told me your title.
You told me your title. All right, look. Here's the other thing. It's time to switch. You're not allowed to not like things anymore. Apparently.
Nope.
No. Yesterday, the She-Hulk trailer, or 2 days ago, I guess, when this comes out, the She-Hulk trailer came out. I like it. It looks.
What was that phrase?
I like it.
I like it.
But I'll tell you, I love her. I think she's great.
Yeah.
I love Tatiana Mislany. I think she's great. I was very excited when they announced it. And my favorite is people. I said, I don't like the jokes, and it looks silly. Well, that's how she was in the comics. Well, I probably won't like the comics either. I mean, what do you want me to do? I probably wouldn't like the comics either. The tone is not for me. If you're looking forward to seeing it, I'm excited for you. I think that it's just like, it's like everyone with the comics. I'm like, okay, and that wasn't even the worst part about it. The worst part is the CGI didn't look good.
Yeah, I think that one of those things is going to be the same for you in the show, and the other won't. Like, if you don't like the tone, you're probably not going to like the tone. If you think it didn't look good, I think you're in luck because there's no fucking way they air it looking like this.
Right. I mean, so this type of this shot here, again, which I like. Like I like Dan Norton Hulk, right? And I like that idea of having to deal. The whole point with the Hulk was dealing with the anger issues, dealing with this, and like there was a version of it. But this looks. I mean, she looks like Fiona.
Yeah.
It does not look good.
No.
The show looks good to me, but the CG doesn't look good, and I think that they just are not done with it, and they wanted to put out a trailer
I
to get
don't
people
disagree with
excited.
you.
And I think the majority of people don't care about that the way that we might care about that.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you that it wasn't finished, and of course they're going to finish it. That was my other thing. People are writing, "Oh, it's not finished, guy." I'm like, yeah, I know that, but it doesn't
I
matter.
honestly
It's not
don't
like
know
you started your tweet with this finished version
Yeah.
of the show is awful. I hated the first episode.
Right.
But honestly, I didn't know that happens. I'm not lying. I didn't know that they would put out something that wasn't like cleaned up, and to me that seems.
I think
dumb.
the reason they wanted to do it, there were reports going around, like Snyder had reported on it, some other people reported on it, that there were kind of problems with the show, and that there were things behind the scenes that just wasn't working out, and it was kind of a mess. It was what a few of the reports said.
Yeah, I remember that. I think
There were a few of those reports that came out. So what I would assume is that they said, okay, look, let's
Show 'em something.
Let's show them that we're happy with the show. And because I will say this, the majority of people you push the CGI stuff away, which seems to be whether people liked it or didn't like it, realize that it doesn't look finished and it doesn't look great. There's majority of people think that it looks fun, like the tone, and that's great. So, and if that's the case, where people are like, when Disney says, we like what they're doing, we like the show, we got to show them something, and exactly what Roxy just said. All right, so the CGI hasn't finished yet. Let's just show them the tone. Yeah. It looks fun, and that's basically what they wanted to do. And it comes out in August. I think they could have waited until June. Wait until June, get the CGI just a little bit better, and then you still have 2. I mean, because what was Obi-Wan was like 2 months before or 3 months before the show came out.
Yeah, I agree with you on several things. Number one, I definitely think that they could have waited because I don't think anybody out here was like demanding this trailer.
Right.
And people weren't like, what the fuck's wrong with this show?
Right.
Where's the trailer?
Right.
Because we still have so much time. I also really wholeheartedly agree with you on people saying like, but it's in the comics. My biggest problem with that is like that doesn't mean I like what the fuck does that mean? I'm not saying it's not true to the source material. I'm saying I don't like it.
Right.
I'm not saying that about this. I actually
I know
what
you mean.
Like
You're
with
saying
Doctor Strange and what they did with Wanda's character, for example.
That's the way it was in the comics, and it worked.
Everybody says, but that's what they did in the comics, and I'm like, I understand that. I didn't like it.
I probably wouldn't like the comic book either.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a lie. They shouldn't have. There's no validity to this. I'm saying I didn't like it.
Right, and that was the thing is as I was watching it, I don't like and what's not in the comics is that she's supposed to be more this kind of Deadpool talking to the camera and that type of thing, and funnier, and she's more like what the Hulk is in Endgame and everything too. Like the way she's portrayed in this trailer is the way she is portrayed in the comics. However, the back and forth was that the Hulk was like the angry smash monster, and now they're both like that. So what I think possibly could happen is that he goes back to being Angry Hulk. That would be something I'm going to watch the show. Like Hulk, I love the Hulk, and the movie with Ed Norton was still. I really enjoy it.
You like Ed Norton better than you like Ruffalo?
That's harder
in the role, not in general.
That's harder to say because Ruffalo's just had so much more time to do stuff with him, and I like his version of him, and I like Ruffalo. So I did like what Ed Norton did with him.
So you don't dislike either. You're fine with both guys.
No, and I like Ruffalo a lot. Yeah, it's just it was clever and funny and a good change for what they did with Professor Hulk or whatever they did in the last one. But it's just they're going to stick with that. It seems like, and I like the traditional Hulk, but that's me.
This is the way it is in the comics.
This is the way it is, but it's not in the comics. In the comics, he's smashing stuff and he's back to normal Hulk.
But in issue 179,
right? 100%.
I didn't like you said something about the CGI, and I'm like, oh yeah, like you said things, and I go, oh yeah, I kind of.
Right, you didn't notice it.
Yeah,
all.
that's why I don't think most people do because I don't think most people are looking at it for that reason,
right.
unless that's what you care about, which a lot of people don't. I mean, I know that the internet. What was the last time they exploded? It was about Sonic, the way Sonic looked, right?
Which, by the way, I will say this: did either one of you guys see
the second Sonic? No.
No, I didn't see either one of the Sonics. But
oh my God!
I know, but the Chippendale, the new one.
There's a new Chippendale, or
it's good.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Chippendale,
right now?
the one with Andy
Rescue
Samberg.
Rangers?
Yes, Chippendale Rescue Rangers is a movie. There's a movie with Andy Samberg and John Mulaney doing the voices.
I did see a trailer for this.
It's like
an animated movie.
It's like Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's got the animation of. It's got old school animation. It's got computer animation, and then it's got humans walking around. And when you hear that, you go, "Oh, this is going to be like Smurfs or Chipmunks," and it's not. It's clever. It's funny.
Where is it?
It's going to be. I think right now it's on Disney Plus. I think it just came out on Disney Plus. I saw a screener of it, but I went into it going, oh my God, you know what, I'm gonna watch a little bit of this movie and just see if this is something I can stomach with my kid.
Show your kids.
I want to wait for it because I saw the screener and it had my name on it. I want to wait for it to come out, but like you would like it.
Yeah,
you would like it.
I don't know where I saw it, or maybe I'm making this up, but I feel like I've seen a little.
It's funny. It's really like there's the end. J.K. Simmons is hilarious in this role. He plays like it's like a Gumby type of sergeant, but they're very self-aware. A lot of the things that they do, it's got like Roger Rabbit, Wreck-It Ralph, like where they make like these jokes about the video game, the animation industry and everything. Like it takes place the Chippendale. Because did you watch it as a kid, Rescue Rangers? Okay, so you'll love it then because like Rescue Rangers, they play into the fact, first of all, how they met, the two of them, and then they had the hit series in the 90s, and they treat it like
and they talk about that. Like
they talk about it. They talk about it was a full series. They show how they used to do the voices, and they would do these voices because they remember their regular voices, but in this movie they sound like Andy Samberg and John Mulaney, and they explain it though as far as why.
Oh, they're like, this is how he ate.
This is how we actually talk, and this is how we actually talk. But in the show, then they have like they have something happens, they break up, and then years later they actually have to not only get back together, but now they have to solve a case. And I'll just say this: Monterey Jack, I guess the guy's name from the show, he's like addicted to cheese, and like they do like a whole thing about it. It's just like, don't go there, man, don't do it. And he goes over to his house and he's got this cheese, and he's going up and he throws it out the window. He's like, all right, come on, be strong. It's
they
really
play the
good.
theme song?
Yeah, they do. And they crack a lot of jokes on themselves, on the industry in general, a lot of kind of Disney jokes. Then the other thing that they did, I remember in Roger Rabbit, I was always like, how did they get the rights for that? Because it's such a different property. There's tons of that. You mentioned it's like Sonic, so there's something. I would say that. Okay. That's where that whole thing kind of came from, of me transitioning. So I'm surprised how much I enjoy it.
About this.
Well, immediately I thought Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Me too. And then dude, but there's
Chip and Dale.
And there's even a reference to it.
Okay.
There's even a reference to it. It's really I was shocked of how much I enjoyed this movie. I was laughing throughout it. It's a great Disney Plus movie. That is the pure example of like why things should be on streaming only.
Who are the chipmunks that are in Alvin? Is
Alvin,
one of them Jet or Theodore?
No,
Theodore.
Alvin, Simon, Theodore.
Okay.
Yeah, Alvin, Simon, Theodore. Dude.
I bought their albums.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Chipmunk Punk was one of them.
Is it really?
Rhinestone Chipmunk.
Like regular songs?
Like full-on albums where they would do covers of stuff. I loved their music. He's a rhinestone cowboy.
Don't sing with me tonight. Come on. Brett, you seem like you're in a good mood.
Yeah.
And I'm going to guess I know why. It's Athletic Greens. It's really doing it for you, isn't it? I know it is. I know Athletic Greens, and you guys know Athletic Greens, and we love Athletic Greens. We've been talking about it, and they're with us because you guys have been checking them out. How many of you guys have been checking them out? And what you need to do is really go to the site, use this code, because ever since Brett, I'm telling you, I had all these packets out there, and Brett yelled at me. He's like, "What are you doing? You got to try this stuff. It's really, really good." And he wasn't wrong. It's fantastic, and it gets me. The other day, I was going to a screening. I was exhausted, and I had to get my vitamins in there. And what I did is I took some Athletic Greens. And when you don't think you have the time and you want better gut health and you want more energy and you want an optimized immune system, that's what it does. And I was never a pills and vitamins guy, and I wanted a supplement that tastes good. And I wanted to see what he was talking about, and he was right. It's one delicious scoop of Athletic Greens, and you get 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole foods, a lot of it. And it helps you start the day. I use it because, again, I wake up way too early. Wake up at like 5:45 in the morning now every day, and I need something besides just coffee. You want something good, and it helps my lifestyle. I'm moving. I got the energy. It tastes good. It looks weird. I'm not gonna lie to you. It looks weird, but it tastes delicious. And I have sent it to my family and friends and told them about it. It contains less than 1 gram of sugar. There's no GMOs, no nasty chemicals or artificial tasting, and it tastes great. It supports mental clarity and alertness, and it costs you less than $3 a day. You're going to invest in your health, and it is cheaper than a cold brew habit, I promise you. You're investing in an all-in-one nutritional insurance. And Athletic Greens has over 7,000 five-star reviews, and it's recommended by professional athletes. So right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with a convenient daily nutrition. Just one scoop, and you put it in a cup of water every day. I put it in a water bottle, and I shake it up. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. So to make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. But you have to visit athleticgreens.com/bigthing. athleticgreens.com/bigthing. Take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. Thank you to our friends over at Athletic Greens. And by the way, so when you do this and when you go to Athletic Greens, not only are you going to be helping yourself out too, you help the show, you support the show, and we love Athletic Greens. So go in there and give yourself a little present. Go in there and check it out. Use that code, and once again, you're supporting the show when you do it. Okay. So yeah, I was really surprised with that movie. I'll be honest with you.
Father's Day coming up.
It is.
What are you thinking?
I don't know. And I don't care about birthdays. I don't care about father. I don't, it's like whatever people want to do.
Did you used to? Because I'm right there with you, and I've given up.
Birthdays less. I use Father's Day as okay, fine. Everybody just leave me alone. let me just sit back and take an edible and leave me alone. But I can't say that because it's like you don't want to be with people. It's like yeah, I do. But I think that with birthdays, I've always felt this way. I've talked about it on Collider Live. What'd you do? Yeah. You popped out of a hole. What'd you do? It should be your Mother's Day. Yeah. That's it. It's your Mother's Day. That's Mother's Day. Your birthday is Mother's Day. Because I've seen birth happen twice. And I didn't do nothing. I didn't do anything. So it's like the fact that people are going, oh, it's my birthday. No one's wishing me birthday. Call your mom. You know what I mean? It's like so stupid.
But what day should you be celebrated?
You know what? I don't need a celebration. What do I need a celebration for? For what? I don't
I
understand.
celebrate life every day.
Yeah, give me a call. Say what's going on.
So no Father's Day present requests?
Father's, I mean.
Well, you get to a certain age, though, too, I feel like, where you just, I don't know, my wife and I buy each other things throughout the year that we need or something, and it's not like... It's
for funsies?
Just purposely buying something. I've always... at a certain age, I got to where I'm like, why am I just getting you a gift and then you're getting me something for the same? Like if it really has thought or something, I'll get you something. Like we used to have a fun thing. We'd get each other just the craziest movies that we could remember. Like The Kid, and like just silly ones.
Talking about me.
The two of you guys?
Yeah.
For Father's Day?
No, not for Father's Day. Just in general. Like
Just
for my birthday.
Hey, Daddy.
But it was hilarious.
Step It Up, or what was the?
Bring It On.
Bring It On. That.
But
One
That
of
is
my
a fun thing.
favorites.
Okay, that's fun. That's a cute thing.
Because it had a meaning to it.
Yeah.
It had a meaning to it because we had seen that we were two 23-year-old kids or whatever that went in and saw that movie together. And it was a good movie. And then we saw The Kid together also. So like there was those.
I
meanings
wanted to
too.
get you Rad. You couldn't get Rad back then.
Ed Harold got me Rad.
Yeah.
On Blu-ray and sent it to me. It was like limited. That's a good one. That was a good gift. So I think that's I don't know. I just never really, and plus Roxy, I don't expect things out of people anymore. That's the other thing is that what is it? It's like the Zendaya thing, which is like what did she say? Expect the worst and you can't get whatever it is. You can't get disappointed. Whatever it is. Like that's the point. It's like I posted this thing the other day. It's like I did an experiment because I saw it on TikTok. It's like don't text people. Don't text people and see who texts you. And you're like, oh, okay. It proves a lot. Don't text people for like 2 or 3 months and see if you hear from those people. And if not, don't text them again.
Boom.
That's the way I look at it.
But maybe they're doing the same thing too.
Oh.
Well, then, that's it.
They're both doing social experiments.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's failing.
And it's failing miserably. Haven't talked to anybody in 4 years.
I know I like a gift. Don't get me wrong, but I don't expect it. I think that's the big thing that you're saying too. Is it
Big
like
thing?
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
Branding.
Plug it out.
But yeah, if I found something, I was like, oh, this Roxy would love this, and
That's
I got
right.
that
No,
for
right.
you.
I'm not getting gifts and going, I don't want this, throw it out. I'm very appreciative of when it happens. I'm just saying I don't expect it.
We kind of got screwed with my dad because every year we would get him wine, and then he stopped drinking wine, and so then every year we'd get him weed, and then it became legal in Massachusetts, so he could just pick up whatever he wants, and he's super fucking picky about his weed. And then he asked for shrooms, and then this year he found his own fucking Connect and sent us this text message that was like, got my own fucking vegetables this year. I swear to God, this is a text. Got my own vegetables this year. You guys are screwed. Try to figure me out now.
So,
I was like, what are we gonna do?
Yeah, see that for me, it's I'm easy when it comes to gifts. My wife is very tough to get gifts for.
No way.
Very hard. to
No
get gifts for her.
woman. This is the biggest generalization ever. No woman is difficult to get gifts for.
Okay. Sure.
We like so many things.
Sure. Yeah, never mind. Let's move on. There is a lot to talk about. We're 45 minutes into it already. So I know people are going to be asking. That when we start doing this all the time, people are going to start to be asking for a 2-hour show. I ain't doing it. I'm not doing 2 hours.
Hell no, we won't go.
No, I'm not doing 2 hours.
You could just play Arnie on loop
I know that should
for the last hour of the show.
But let's talk about some of these stories. And this is one. The great Helen Miren and Harrison Ford. What do you got for me? I'll tell you in a second. They're going to be in. I guess they're spinning off so many of these Yellowstone things. Right? You got another one coming out.
This is another Yellowstone spinoff?
It's another Yellowstone spinoff.
Wow, I love Yellowstone, but I haven't watched 1884.
Taylor Sheridan that's his name, right? This guy is going to be rolling around in the cash like Scrooge McDuck.
I get him confused. There's Ty Sheridan.
Maybe that's
and then
who it
there's,
is.
and
It's
then
Taylor
there's
Sheridan. It's Taylor Sheridan.
Oh.
So
Any relation? No.
in the streaming wars, Paramount Plus has just pulled out a hell of a big gun. Harrison Ford and Helen Miren are going to reteam for 1932, the next spinoff in Taylor Sheridan's Yellowstone franchise, which is targeting a December launch. Miren and Ford previously worked together in Mosquito Coast in '86. The new series will introduce a new next generation of the Dutton family and explore their early 20th century, a time of pandemics, drought, the Great Depression, and the end of Prohibition. The new series follows the record-breaking performance of the mega-rating Yellowstone series' first spinoff, 1883, which Paramount is touting as the most watched title ever on Paramount Plus globally. Meanwhile, the main Yellowstone series just began production of its 5th season.
Yes.
Nice.
I love that show.
What, Yellowstone?
Yeah.
Oh,
So this is another
I thought you said you
Paramount-
don't watch it. You don't
No,
watch
I didn't
the
watch
spin-off.
1883 yet,
see,
but I
see.
will. Because you want to know why? Yellowstone is fucking challenging to figure out where to watch it. First, you have to watch it on Peacock.
Right.
And
Well, not
then-
anymore now, right? Can you just watch all of it now on Paramount Plus?
No,
No.
I don't think so. I don't know. I get confused. The first place I watched it is different than where the final
Well,
season was.
it-
I was
yes.
I was binging and it was one place. Then for the most recent season, you had to go to a different place.
There was the Paramount app that they had for a while before Paramount Plus was a thing. So I wonder if Paramount. Have you looked?
no,
Because you don't have Paramount Plus, right?
I do.
You do. So maybe I'm gonna search on it because I did watch like the first 4 episodes of season 1 and I liked it a lot for sure. And
It's
it's same old.
good. It has like one of the best characters of all time in
Costner?
in the daughter. She is.
Oh,
like,
she's good. Yeah.
oh
yeah,
my
yeah,
god,
she's good. She's good.
Like she is like a whiskey slinging,
yeah.
shit talking.
She's like not so much a Cersei, but like could be
Because you
really.
still like her. You still like love her.
She's right.
Yeah,
right.
she's like
more of a
dream girl goals.
yeah,
Oh, she's
right.
so sick. That show is sick. I binged the whole thing over the panini.
So this is 2 Paramount shows we've talked about.
That's what I'm talking about.
There we
And here's a third that we're talking about here with this one. So I think it's a great play, and I love the idea that Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren are going to be doing a streaming show. It
They're
just
back,
shows you,
baby.
they're coming back. But
When are you guys going to do anything since Mosquito Coast?
I know, well, what's
What is Mosquito Coast?
Oh, great.
Oh, no
It's
way.
a good one. Yeah, it's a good
Yeah.
movie. It's a really
Real
good
thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good movie. It's them. The two of them were 84, I think it was. Yeah.
Is it
86, I think.
about
It's in the
86?
article.
Okay.
mosquitoes?
No, it's
no.
he's
River
trying
Phoenix,
to,
right?
Yeah, he's
Oh,
trying
no
to
way.
bring. He builds this machine that makes like ice for this like desert, or it's on an island or something. It's
Yeah,
jungle.
I haven't
or
seen
something.
it in a very long time.
But yeah, and then
Is
some
it a
shit goes
freezer?
down, and yeah, it's kind of this like
It's
people
Prime
coming
4.
in to help indigenous people that don't really
Right.
want your help, kind of. a
Yeah,
thing,
well, it was
I think.
Prime 4 is right. It was between that and Witness,
Yeah.
and like it was all. It was like that was. It's so funny when you look at Harrison Ford in general. People don't really give him. Of course, they give him credit, but they don't give him enough credit when it comes to what he was able to do and the reason why he's the massive movie star that he is. When you look at someone like Robert Downey Jr., who is a fantastic actor, a really, really great actor, and any role he's in, no matter if it's a good or bad movie, he's going to bring it. The problem is after Iron Man, there's really, minus Sherlock Holmes, right? There's really not a lot of movies that he had done that just pop. Smaller movies, any of these movies that you talk about, and I only use him as one of many examples of people who can't get past like the big role. Harrison Ford had 2 massive, iconic roles in right around the same time in Indiana Jones and Han Solo, and then he was doing movies like Witness and Mosquito Coast and Presumed Innocent. All these movies.
Okay,
like
I've never
that.
seen any of those 3
Right,
movies.
wow, The Fugitive.
That
like-
I saw.
right, but like movies like that, like he could consistently do movies like that, and regarding Henry. So do you know Regarding Henry? You ever heard of it?
No.
Regarding Henry is about this a-hole lawyer who, or was he a lawyer or a I don't remember. I'm pretty sure he was a lawyer. Or no, he's a businessman. I can't. Either way, businessman, and he is just ruthless, really ruthless, and he gets shot one night by a robber, and it messes him up mentally, but he almost becomes like childlike, and it changes him dramatically. Do you know who wrote that movie? J.J. Abrams. It was his first movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Say the name of it again.
Regarding Henry.
Regarding Henry.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so weird that I don't know any of the movies you're talking
They
about.
all came out. You were born what? 90?
91.
Yeah, it was. These are all 80s movies.
Yeah.
So it's before.
But I know
I know.
some of
Sure. I mean,
Yeah, and if
tons
I
of
got
movies.
anything wrong about Mosquito Coast, I saw it in '86.
I don't think there's going to be a contingent of Mosquito Coast defenders.
Is Mosquito Coast
It
in
was
the
not in the
United
jungle.
States? Is that like
Yeah.
the name
I
of
believe. I don't know.
strip somewhere?
I'm not sure, but either way,
There's a lot of mosquitoes
It's just a jungle environment.
in the United States?
I don't think so. I think it
In a
was-
different country, but we
Yeah.
just don't know where.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I got to check it out.
It's
but
a good like father-son kind of a thing too that goes on with him and River Phoenix. I believe it's a
tumultuous relationship.
Yeah.
So you're saying women can't watch it?
No, not at all. Yeah, 'cause
The
you can't really.
human race.
You can watch it, you just can't comment on it because you're not.
That's right. You can't say that.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
Anybody here doing over there, don't talk Roxy, because you're not a man.
Yeah, good point.
All right. So
Women
we don't.
in the rumbling.
Women in the rumbling and whiskey and Lulu.
Look, there's only a couple stories. We have a lot of stories left, but we only have a couple minutes left. We have about 10 minutes left. So what I do want to talk about is the stuff that went down with the article on Star Wars. There's a lot, really a lot. And there was a ton of stories about the new shows. There was Kathleen Kennedy said some stuff that definitely went over wrong with a lot of fans.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Is this what you and Mike were back and forth tweeting about?
Mike and I had Mike's a dope sometimes. We had we had a bet on Sith Council, and I said on the bet, we were talking about the Obi-Wan series, and there's a shot inside the Obi-Wan series where you see these feet dangling, and I said that's got to be a Jedi, like that it's gonna be. This is gonna show the Inquisitor coming in and showing her weight and saying, okay, look what I can do to this Jedi. Where's Obi-Wan? He goes, nah, it's just a villager. And I'm like, I don't think so. I think it's a Jedi. And we went back and forth on it, and we bet a steak dinner on it. And then we just but it was on air. So then we kind of forgot about it. And then we started talking about films and whether or not we thought for Star Wars Celebration, I said, I think it's a 95% sure they announce at least one film or tell you about some kind of film that's coming out. He goes, no way. They're not talking about film at all. They're not going to do it. There was no bet made on that one. Then on another show recently, I said, I think that was our bet. I couldn't remember what the bet was. So he wrote me the other day and to start this whole conversation. He's like, after this article comes out, and he says, after what she said, it looks like you're going to lose that steak dinner to me. And I go, well, actually, I looked at it back, and that wasn't the bet. The bet was actually the about the Jedi. And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, here's the clip. Shut up. And I sent it to him, and he didn't respond. But I said, if you want to do two, I'll do two. I still think they're going to announce a film. But this is but going into that, I guess that's a good transition as far as what she said about those films. And here's a quote for Kennedy on the Star Wars film future here. All right. Kathleen Kennedy. She did say a lot. An extensive, she did. An extensive new article on the future of the Star Wars franchise has been published by Vanity Fair and this is from Dark Horizons, by the way, by Vanity Fair with not just photos from Annie Leibovitz, but comments from those involved about where the franchise is heading. The transition of what a film franchise to a primarily television-driven one comes in the wake of the sequel trilogy, which, though earning billions, had a conspicuously zigzagging narrative, which we've been saying forever. Along with the box office failure of Solo, it led to a hiatus and rethinking of Disney's Star Wars plans. Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy spoke about the reasoning for the hiatus, saying she wanted to dispense with the annual deadline and reconsider everything, including how filmmakers should approach the franchise. Kennedy says, we all recognized, every single one of us, that this was a new chapter for the company and that we needed to all work together to create the architecture for where we were going. Should have figured that out a long time ago. Anyone who comes into the Star Wars universe needs to know that it's a 3 to 4 to 5 year commitment. That's what it takes. You can't step in for a year and shoot something and walk away. It requires that kind of nurturing. Should have been considered years ago. She goes to say that's one reason that Jon Favreau's devotion to the franchise with the shows so far has yielded such success. He's a sole focus pretty much on this for the last several years. That's been godsend. One thing Solo did teach her is this, and this is where she got herself into some heat with the fans.
So far, I understand what she's saying, even though we think it should have been years ago. It's like, makes sense.
Oh, yeah. She absolutely should have. I mean, we've been talking about having the whole reason TV's working is it has a plan. No argument there. I'm on the same page. One thing Solo did teach her is that certain parts are so iconic they can't be recast. There should be moments along the way where you learn things. Now, it does seem abundantly clear that we can't do that. Okay, so what she's saying is that you can't recast iconic roles, is where people were getting upset because they were talking about Solo when asked about Solo. Mm-hmm. Okay, well then you're promoting the show Obi-Wan, which Alec Guinness played. So you recast there. That's part one. You can do it. You just did a show with Boba Fett, and you recast Boba Fett as Tamora Morrison, who did not play him in the original movie. There was Donald Glover played Lando. He was a very good Lando, and continued to be. So and the other reasons why Solo failed, it's continuously not because of casting. No one needed to know how Han Solo got his name.
I did. It was my favorite part. I loved it.
Did you really?
I really loved
It was so stupid, Roxy.
What was his name?
Al Roker.
Aldrin.
Alden Ehrenreich. So
Alden Ehrenreich.
Yeah. So where does this leave the movies? The emphasis on television is reportedly influencing the upcoming film slate, which Kennedy says, I hesitate to use the word trilogies anymore because Star Wars is much more about persistent storytelling. I like that. She does say we have a roadmap with the Taika Waititi directed and Christy Wilson Carnes pen film, which will arrive first. Then there's Rogue Squadron film, which we thought was all dead, from Wonder Woman director Patty Jenkins, that is further off.
But she says from Patty Jenkins?
That's what it said, yeah. As for the reported ones from Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige and Rian Johnson, they're not dead, quote, but they seem on the back burner and haven't made progress. On Feige's film, she says, I would love to see what movie he's going to come up with, but right now there isn't anything specifically. Of Johnson, she says Ryan's been unbelievably busy with Knives Out and the deal he made at Netflix for multiple movies. Yeah, there's so much politics inside of that answer. It's come on.
I don't think it's the worst answer she's ever given, though.
No, not worst ever, but she's getting a lot of heat for a lot of the stuff that she said in general. There's other stuff that she talks about.
Smart.
Yeah, and she also, there's more, that was the film stuff, and then she talked about TV stuff and certain things that she did as far as how, like, people say, one guy was saying that it was a fluff piece because they talked about how she put them together and that they weren't, Variety. Vanity Fair says that, they didn't really know each other before. They were friendly, but worked on Clone Wars and Rebels together a lot, so they were pretty friendly with each other. But I know what Filoni and Favreau. They talked about how they kind of pieced it together, and I still give her a lot of credit for a lot of the television stuff, but it does drive me nuts. Even though, yes, I'm glad that they're finally embracing a plan, but why? That's what you should go into, because that's what you should go into this whole, when you take over Lucasfilm. What's your plan?
Yeah.
It's like, because what she's talking about, you can't just come in for a year and then walk away. That's what every director was doing. JJ, they'll bring him in, let him go. Rian Johnson, bring him in, let him go. Or bring somebody else in. And then, it didn't work? No shit. But this stuff with the Solo stuff, I don't care as much about people. I mean, they make Solo 2 people are losing their minds over this article. I understand why. Like the people who love Solo 2, I just don't like the movie. It's fine. The second half is better than the first. But with Alden Ehrenreich and all the stuff that they like, it does kind of say, that didn't work because Alden wasn't good. Is what the way people are reading that, the way that she said that, and I don't think that was the case.
You think that he was good?
I think he's a really good actor. I think he played a very good character. I don't think he played Han Solo.
Do you think he was miscast?
Yes. I do. As for that role, I do. I think. And
do you think the movie could have been with a different cast, with a different casting? You think the movie could have been better?
Yes, and I think that there was a lot of writing issues. There was same type of plan thing. But I think she is massively to blame for that movie as much as the casting was, because the stuff that happened with Lord and Miller. What was the direction of it? Did they just do that movie because it was Solo and they figured because it was Solo they could get people into the theater? It didn't connect to anything. They talked about the connectivity of the reason why people are starting to get this new love again for Star Wars, because there's all this connectivity. The way that Marvel did for all the movies, there's now this connectivity for Star Wars again. And like, all the movies connected. Not really. When you look at when Ahsoka pops into Mandalorian, then she pops into Boba Fett, and then she's now going to have her own series. It's like you're creating this trust with the audience now that's learning her through different adventures.
Do you think with Marvel and DC, and that could be two separate questions, that you can pop in for a year and leave?
In Marvel and DC? Mm-hmm. I don't know. It doesn't. I mean, like look at Sam Raimi, right? Sam Raimi is someone that possibly can do that, and some people might argue that he can't because it's not. That was definitely the most, I guess, divisive movie we've seen in Marvel for a while. But I think that maybe with Marvel, it's a little bit different right now. Not on TV. In TV, you look at like Moon Knight. It's like, okay, the creators and Oscar Isaac, they knew they were coming on for 6 episodes or whatever it was, and then they were gone. It was it. There's still there's no guarantee that Moon Knight's coming back. So I think it's just a matter of coming in as a hired gun, but you have to tell the story that we want to tell.
Right. I'm just curious. Do you think it is different in the Star Wars lore? You think that it just requires longer than it does
right now because they're not as set up the same way, which is crazy because Star Wars has been around longer.
Right.
But because of the plan is not as getting involved in TV right now. The TV universe. I think that the creators want to. Look at Bryce Dallas Howard. Right. Like someone asked. I think Jermaine Lucier asked her recently if she was going to be directing a Star Wars movie, and she's like, if they ask, I'll do it. It's like, why are you not having a meeting with Bryce Dallas Howard? Like, what? Is that true? And maybe she's pulling a fast one. Maybe she's not talking about the meetings, but like, how do you not have a meeting with her about directing a movie? She gets Star Wars. She's the last couple episodes she's directed have been fantastic. She's been around it all of her life, like not just Star Wars, but movie making in general. So I hope she gets a meeting. If not, but people like that building Deborah Chow. You know, like she's been around now, whether it was the start of Mandalorian, which was 2018, it came out in 2019, but I'm sure the conversation started in 2018. And then she's been around it, and now we're in 2022, and she's now directing, Obi-Wan. So I think that's kind of the idea is you get Taika Waititi's another one. He's been involved in Mandalorian since the beginning, and he's involved in it. So,
But he's also involved in other universes
Marvel, yeah,
too.
absolutely.
Yeah, I just wonder if Kathleen Kennedy, and I don't know, but maybe she is switching because it's like, what was your plan? Maybe her plan was thinking that people could come in for a year.
Yeah.
Based on other franchises or other
her old school ways of thinking. She comes from a very different time when you could put these movies out. It's like it was a one-off, like Marvel and DC, and the way that you just brought up, like the connectivity of it all. That's the way fans go to embrace these IPs now, and like Star Wars had to change with it. And it wasn't just a matter of like she would go out and get the hot director or the big director that thinks could tell the great story, and then not really. We'll figure it out as we go. That's how George did it back in the 80s. That's what, and fans still do that. Well, George just put it, yeah, but it's not 1982 anymore. You know, it's like that. Like he got luck comes with everything. Luck comes. You got to, in order to be great, you got to also have luck on your side too. And George Lucas had a lot of luck on his side as well. A lot of the things that happened, like, and you can't just do that. That's why. And I love the idea that she said we're not going to do full trilogies anymore. Don't announce trilogies. There's no reason. That's also a dated thing. So there's a lot more that's coming out. We covered it all.
I just know
Sith
one
Council
thing
also.
from that article.
Yes,
If I was in Solo, I would, and doing stand-up, I would have myself introduced as, you know him from the box office failure Solo, Brett Sheridan. That's how I would have myself.
It was, and which is crazy though. That was the biggest bomb in Star Wars history.
My only press junket I ever did.
It was so low.
Oh,
Right?
You're not wrong. It was. All right, look, there's so much more that we could have talked about, but we ran out of time. And why?
Okay.
Yeah.
Good reason.
Because I have to tell you, here we go. Rockin' body.
Yeah.
Pretty face.
Yeah.
Attitude bigger than the sand and grace. It's troubling when she's rumbling, so
All right, so that's us tonight. I want to thank you guys for joining us. Thank you to Roxy Stryer. Thank you to Brett Sheridan. And all you guys, make sure you subscribe. Hit that notification button. We're close to 50,000. We hit it by June 1st. Pie in the face. Check out Sith Council. Check out all the reviews and reactions we have. And don't forget about the podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that. Check out Roxy on the World Girls. Check her out on TikTok. Check out Brett. Send him a gift.
Cirque du Soleil.
Says Circle Soleil. All right. You guys are great. See you the next time.
She's laying underneath, but she's a gift from above. Yeah. She's my earthquake love.